everyone.
Oh.
Like Julianne said in the chat, we hope you did something fun with your break, got a snack, got something fun to drink, something to break up the stream, and wait for us to come back online. But we're here and we're so excited to be back and be back with all of you virtually in the chat. I'm going to expose a few people for things that were said on the call. Well, all of you were waiting for our stream to get back on air, and that was two things. One, Stefan had a joke that he thought of for sex with me that he would have done for any of the comments, but forgot. If Stefan, you'd like to tell the joke.
Sex with me is like whatever. I know Mike Brennan's gonna make a snide comment about it.
Wow, beautifully done. Second comment, I see in the chat that Sunny Kim's asking that Andy shave his head again, but our very own David Fresalone mentioned that in some universe, potentially this universe, he would shave his beard. Stefan also might do it. He's ruminating on it, so we shall see what happens. And
did hit $1,000 though.
We did. That's awesome. Ooh. So cool. Who do we have to thank, Casey? Anybody?
The people have not it hasn't shown who hit 1,000 yet. It should come up pretty soon. But we're gonna show Juliana's musical stand-up, which we're very excited for. We have not had musical stand-up since 2017, I believe.
Yes.
So get ready.
Woo! Yeah!
I don't even know where to start this. I guess it started yesterday morning. I woke up and I was like, fine, I guess, okay. And it wasn't hard to figure out what happened, but yeah, he left my anxiety, my sole motivation, my only driving force left, and just before final season as well. So I guess the only thing left to do now is try and win you back. So if you're out there, this one's for you.
I don't really know what's been going on, but I've been feeling some kind of way since you've been gone. It's been so quiet in my head, and I'm wondering still. I know it's weird to ask you this, but I guess I will. Hey, where did you go? Is this 'cause I submitted 5 essays on Blackboard before 11:59 p.m.? I know I usually have a breakdown. It must have been an off day for me, not for you. Don't get weird on me now. I need you. Yes, but I need you. You know what to and like. How could you do this after all we've been through? My motivation is you, literally my one and only. So yeah, where did you go? Is this 'cause I completed 6 modules on personalis can't happen without you. Cura personalis can't happen without you. I don't really think I have that much to say since you packed my intrusive thoughts and went your merry way. I tried so hard to find you, but alas, I had no luck for the rest of the semester. I guess I'll be missing you.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I know some things might be getting frozen, but you know what? I think it just gives you all time to reflect and make a donation to New York Common Pantry if you haven't done so yet. And we just wanted to make sure you had that space in that moment to do such a thing. We're so glad, like we've said so many times, that you're all here to join us for this end of semester show. We've all been working really hard on it. And we are going to get into doing some live comedy again. Charlie, what's up next?
Oh, well, here at Stoves, we like to make sure that everybody has a voice. And, one of the greatest forums, maybe not greatest, a forum on the internet is Reddit.
Ooh.
And so in this fun little improv routine, we're going to act as though we are members of a subreddit and have a very deep and intellectual conversation on a subject of the audience's choosing. So if we could get some suggestions in the chat for what we'd like to discuss in this subreddit, that would be some good stuff.
In the meantime, I've noticed that there's a holiday movie conversation popping off in the chat right now. Hey, Stoves members, what are some of your favorite holiday movies?
I love once seen The Holiday on Netflix with
Yes.
Emma Roberts. Quite honestly, the best. Also, Dash and Lily, watch it. Watch Dash and Lily. Watch it. Just
I love Dash and Lily.
Dash and Lily?
Dash and Lily was a journey for me.
It was beautiful. I watched it in
Dude,
like 2 days and cried.
I
Oh.
stopped like at the end of the last episode just before she's on the way to the airport, like just
Oh,
before
wait,
she like,
spoilers,
stands up for
spoilers,
her.
spoilers.
No, it's okay. Before
Okay.
she stands up for herself, and it was like the darkest point. I'm like, I hate this show, and then she stands up for herself. I was like, I love this show. So, yeah, I just stopped at the wrong moment. I got really frustrated for a second.
I'm always a big fan of the stop motion animation. I think it's about like it's not Kris Kringle. It's about like, it's the one that goes like put one foot
in front of the other.
Yeah, thanks, David.
I was gonna say, I'm not even kidding, Allie. I was gonna say the movie with the song "Put One Foot in Front of the Other," and I was gonna sing it just like I did.
Well, there you go. A pure holiday joy moment that you all just got to witness as audience members.
Do we have rights to that? Can we run that after the show? Are we allowed to do that? Just the whole movie in its entirety? I think that's cool, right?
Just the whole movie. I would also be okay for the song on loop for like 2 hours, like
Just the song. Good idea.
the song. Yeah.
If we don't have the rights, we can just try to reenact it ourselves. We can watch it.
Better idea. That's great. Can I play the guy who sings the song "Put One Foot in Front of the Other"?
I
Well,
think you need to.
We're gonna loop it, so we'll all play the guy who sings "Put One Foot in Front of the Other." Don't you
You
worry.
can do it first. You're first on the list.
Yeah,
for that.
thank you, Nick. I kind of did want to do it.
We'll
Can I
all
do one of the
harmonize
reindeer?
to you.
Wait,
I
are
just
there-
think we need David to give us 16 bars of put one foot in front of the other before we make a decision.
Please.
When we get to $5,000, I'll give you those 16 bars.
That's $5,000. 16 bars of what you just sang for
David
free.
will bathe in Nair before he sings "Put One Foot in Front of the Other."
Oh wow. Hey, if people in the chat demand it enough, I'm sure we can get David to bathe in. I'm just kidding.
David, how much Nair do you have at your house right now?
I have tubs and tubs.
Tubs of it.
They don't call him David Nair to spare Frezzalone for nothing.
That is what they, meaning us, call him. We call him at every meeting.
The royal they.
My mother used to use Nair. She would just get one of those robot hands and just dunk her in and pull her right out, nice and efficient.
Nice.
My dad's an engineer, so he makes the hands to do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, I played it like the claw game. Except this time you really don't want to drop the person.
Is it in the click that they put Nair in someone's shampoo?
Just so
No,
everyone
Charlie,
knows,
don't out me.
David just private messaged me asking what Nair is. David, you laughed pretty boisterously at the Nair joke for that.
Not
Nair is a hair removal product. It's like a liquid that you.
A
Why don't you just-
a gel, if you will.
Yeah.
Nair, as in not hair.
Is that what it is?
Not
I
to
have no
know.
idea, I just made that up.
Okay.
I'm getting
off
ready for
this-
subreddit.
Let's cut off this riveting discussion on Nair. We do have some suggestions in the chat now.
It's a shame we can't do the Nair subreddit.
Maddie, beloved Maddie, suggests trash cans within and in parentheses to be or not to be. So this will be a Reddit forum dedicated to trash cans.
You guys, I've decided that I was thinking about to be or not to be, and I think I don't want to be.
Well, that is the question, don't they say, Trash Cannot? I am Trash Bear. I created the wonderful play that, garbage disposal and trash can. There is quite a love plight between them, yet existence separates them. And I think that goes with existence itself. If anybody
What?
wants to say anything, because I am a theater and I can't say anymore.
Yeah, Trash Beer. I think someone else would like to say something. Lidlad47 reporting it. I just gotta say, when Trash Beer brought up this whole idea of a completely Oscar the Grouch themed production of Shakespeare's greatest works, I was
Yes.
skeptical at first. And now that I've seen it go into production for the last 3 nights, I have to say, I still don't like it. Frankly, I think that the trash version of Beauty and the Beast would have been phenomenal, would have been fantastic. I pitched that for 7 nights straight, but apparently that's not good enough. And you know what? This production deserves to be in the garbage. I'll say it.
Moderator. Yeah. So I thought this was a subreddit for Shakespeare is trash, like as in garbage, as in not good, as in bad. So Lidlad47, I agree with you.
I totally agree too.
Hey guys, T-Rash over here. Been a while. I just want to come in and play a little devil's advocate, if I may. I thought Trash Spear was really doing something that no one else has ever done before. It's so rare to see men classically performing, and being trash at the same time, and it was such a fascinating thing for me to see.
Listen, I must agree that seeing men being trash is something fascinating to see, as it is quite ubiquitous. So to see it on a performance, a professional performance, it was just quite inspiring, a reflection of reality. But as two bees in a trash can, I believe I also am in the wrong Reddit, as I thought the to be or not to be in the trash can was the Stan account for the two bees in the trash can production of Romeo and Juliet. But I will deposit my 2 cents, saying that whilst I do believe Trash Spear had some wonderful things to offer by portraying men as trash on stage, I must agree with Lidlad47 that I think I would have liked to have seen a trash Gaston more than we already have.
Well, I'm surprised about the majority of the reviews here. I took some words in mind and I casted Ray Romano as Oscar the Grouch for this show, and I thought he had the talent, and it turned out he didn't. But we still paid him, right? So we still have to have the show go on, as they say, and I really appreciate everybody's opinions, and I'm sorry you're at the wrong subreddit. We're just people obsessed with trash. We love trash. For me, I take it in the arts.
Listen, Trash Beer, I'm not going to act like you're not a pioneer of garbage theater, because clearly you are. I don't think we're arguing about that. But I think the fact that you deprived us of the garbage version of Gaston, Disguston, that you kind of have to be, responsible for that. I think that we should all reflect on, you said, oh, Romeo and Juliet, it's going to be the best trash-based art since something else that was based out of trash. Since Oscar the Grouch's first appearance on television, really, seminal work. And I'm let down. I'm disappointed. And frankly, my day is ruined.
It's getting repetitive, The last 3 trash haven't been as good as they could be. I think that the more trash we see, the more we think that trash is going out of style. You know what I mean? It used to be cute, and now it's kind of not.
Hurtling off Trash Peer, and Lidlad47, the idea of a trash-themed Beauty and the Beast, I think it's frankly riveting. Because over at the subreddit I'm from, where we hate Shakespeare, we only do contemporary works, mid 2000s, the peak of culture. But I just love Beauty and the Beast. I think it's worthy to be in that 2005 category. That's the peak of art. And I think Belle in a sustainable made recycled gown, I think that's better than any King Lear, Midsummer, whatever. No. Beauty and the Beast or nothing.
I'm just so offended. As a thespian, I know what is right for the arts. I can't. Anybody else want to speak and give light about?
Of course. Look, listen, guys. I feel like you're missing the point here. All right, what Trash Beer is doing may not be necessarily fresh and contemporary in the sense that you may want, but Trash Beer is revolutionizing classical theater. Back in the day, nobody was doing trash work, right? Nobody was doing what Trash Beer is doing today, and you guys are just discounting it completely for no
I
good
still have time. That's the thing. I can make more.
I feel I must interject here. I think we are all reaching a point of finality that is not it's completely counterproductive to the theater arts and the trash theater arts in particular. I believe that as Garbaggio talked about with Belle's reflown dress from trash, we must reflow our ideas of trash theater, because Trash Beer, love, I do appreciate where you are coming from by incorporating trash into your wonderful work, but portraying kings and males as garbage, you need to think a little bit outside the box, no?
I agree. I think it's really reductive. And you actually also mentioned the fact that you're a thespian. And I think that, it's a big stereotype that gay people go to theater. And if we want empowering thespian representation, we shouldn't just think that someone's good at theater because they're a thespian. I have friends that are heterosexuals too, and they're really good at theater too. I just think it's a little reductive.
And I've been shoveling garbage into my mouth for days. I live in the trash. The only reason I have an internet connection is because the Italian restaurant that I live in the alley behind has a good router. And I have to say, I feel like you were too heavy on the angle of like, oh, we're gonna reuse and recycle these things, and it's not enough of like Romeo stuffing used banana peels into his mouth and just chewing them open mouth to the audience.
Love that. Go on.
That's what I was there for. To see the beast version of Gaston covered in raw sewage. That's exactly what that's the kind of thing I'm riveted by.
Fascinating. I'll write that down.
We were missing the visceral feelings of the garbage. It was all about the philosophical side. You need to actually feel the rats under your seat, as it were.
I do appreciate these notes because not only that I have recently gotten into trash, I have also recently have come out as a thespian, and it's a lot of visibility is still making me learn about everything to represent in this play. But I really appreciate the comments.
Could I just offer a word of encouragement? I just think Trash Beer has seen a lot of critique tonight, which, of course, everyone is valid in their criticisms. But I want to say the idea to have Trash Romeo and recycling Juliet, that to be their separation, was so inspiring to me, because, it's so rare to see a couple really represent the difficulties we go through as trash people.
And I do agree that the composting comedies of Shakespeare, it was visionary. I'll give you that,
I agree.
But...
Well, Wattpad published my little play on their website. It was quite interesting. I don't even know what Wattpad is, but it sounds like a pretty well-known.
It's definitely something that's relevant to this subreddit.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of teens use it. I think my little sister used it, and that's why she became a thespian.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? I think I'll admit it. I was wrong to be so harsh to you, Trash Beer, and I think we can all agree that we've learned a lot tonight. We've grown a lot tonight, and damn it, Trash Beer. I'd be honored to be in any of your productions.
Oh,
if you'll have me.
Oh my God. All love. Yes. I will have to cast you.
Thank you.
You will be Gaston. That is it.
Well, let's get to rehearsal then.
Yes, let's go.
I totally did not see that coming.
That's Reddit Prof. Subreddit Prof. Shout out to again former Stoves members Maddie Castellan and Eddie Vega for coming up with that form during our virtual semester in the spring. Shout out to the great people who just did Subreddit Prof tonight. What a moving piece about the intersections of trash and theater. Really something to behold. I'd like to point out that there's not only one Ray Romano supporter in the chat right now currently, there's two Ray Romano supporters because Siddharth Raj has joined the call. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, Siddharth.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, we're glad you could make it. So much Ray Romano love, so much Ray Romano defense after that scene. As well as comments by Margot Reed, who I'd like to point out said earlier that David was her favorite Stoves member, even though
Thank you.
Julianne, Marielle, and myself are all Margot's roommates.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to hear that, Natalie, but I'm proud to say Margot is my favorite member of the chat.
Also, I'm her RA, so that's gonna bump you down on the floor ranking, Margot.
Yikes. Talk about consequences for your actions. But you know what? Action only has good consequences. Making a donation, and I'm so excited to say that we are over $1,100 right now. How freaking pumped up are you about that? Because I know I am. We just saw a dramatic scene. We just, had some dramatic moments. And now I think it's time to delve into, how serious of an acting club Stoves really is. So I'm gonna introduce our next improv game, which is going to be Oscar-winning moment with our very own Julianne Holmquist and Layla Williams.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to have you both here. We are going to need a suggestion from the chat for this scene. We're going to see that this is the scene that has both Julianne and Layla's Oscar-winning moment in it. If someone within Stoves would like to provide a suggestion, because we are operating on a bit of a lag. Otherwise, I will pull one from a previous suggestion in our YouTube chat. Okay, let's do, where is it? Your suggestion is squirrels. Let's see the scene that gets you both your Oscar.
I've been meaning to talk. Dog. Listen, dog. I have had you for a long time, and I also had squirrels in the backyard for a long time, and I've just noticed a lot of tension between you guys lately. Maybe I'd like to hear what's happening between you and the squirrels in the backyard.
Yeah, so I've also been meaning to talk because I have a problem. As you know, the squirrels and I have a rich history. From the moment I got here, they've always patronized me through the windows with their little acorns and their twigs and branches. And I'm tired of them. I'm just so tired of them. I just want to yell at them all day and run around and stare at them and yell at them just all day long because they're so rude to me for no reason.
Well, I know that you love to play with the sticks in the backyard, but the squirrels, they need that to build their little homes in our trees in the backyard. And also, I have a long work day, dog.
No!
You're barking all day. All day.
It's now time to see Sandy's Oscar-winning moment.
And I just feel like you're trying to make me choose between three things that I love. My job, my dog, the squirrels in the backyard. And they say that women can't do it all, and I want to be able to do it all, to have it all, dog. And I don't want to have to choose. And I will stand by you, dog, because you're a man's best friend, but you're also Sandy's best friend. But I just would love to see you put in a little bit of effort with the squirrels. Do you understand?
You know, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to understand because
Not
I
Dog's Oscar-winning moment.
because like I used to have people, other dogs at the puppy barn, and they were my friends and they were things I loved, and I had to make a choice between them and you, Sandy. And now and I came to your house like thinking there would be no squirrels, but there's squirrels, and it's just so hard for me to go into something not expecting squirrels, and then they're there, and they just all day. But I understand where you're coming from, because I do. It's your house and you love all of us equally, so
Our house,
I guess
dog.
it's our house, Sandy. And for you, what I'm going to do is move to the other windows, because there's no squirrels in those trees, so I won't bark anymore.
That is so kind of you. And I was listening, and I know you said that you missed it. You missed being at the puppy barn.
Mm-hmm.
What if we adopted a dog together, dog?
We could adopt a dog together? Really?
Yeah. Maybe a little
Yes.
puppy, we could raise it. It'd be so cute.
Yes. 1,000,000 times yes.
And that's Oscar-winning moment. What another beautiful scene, a tale of love, of self-love, of companionship and growth. You love to see it at an end of semester show. I know that I do. So excited.
You know what else I'd love to see at an end of semester show, Natalie?
What do you love to see, Julianne?
You know, I've always said that I want to see David Fresalone do stand-up.
What?
And by George, I think he's gonna do it. So David, if you could take it away and teach our audience a little something about Long Island.
Very good. Thank you. I finally caved to the pressure, but I'm very happy to be doing it. So yeah, like Julianne said, I'm from Long Island. I've been here since March. I think a lot of people have been sent home, but it's super different from being in the city at Fordham. So it's different culturally, it's different demographically, and it's different politically. As a poli-sci major, I'm keen to notice these things. But obviously Long Island is more conservative than New York City, and what would really interest me about Long Island is the bizarre obsession that every single Long Islander has with Mayor Bill de Blasio. So if you don't know Mayor de Blasio, he's the Democratic mayor in New York City, and depending on your politics, you might view him as anywhere from a communist, a socialist, progressive, liberal, or maybe even too conservative. It really runs the gambit, and on Long Island, the consensus is that he's too progressive. But really, you won't meet a single person on the island who doesn't have something to say about Mayor de Blasio. And it's so obsessive that I start to wonder if they know that he's not their mayor. So, for example, I saw an attack ad just last month, and it was the Democratic candidate running for Congress from Long Island, right? And an attacker saying that her and Bill de Blasio are against law and order. Are they really trying to convince me that the Congresswoman from Long Island is going to name the New York City mayor her vice congressman? Is the mayor of New York City going to resign so he can sit in the hallowed halls of Congress with like a 4% approval rating? It's just not very convincing to me, but evidently it's convincing to the rest of the island. So I get into conversations with neighbors, and I try to avoid politics, but I tell them I have my Fordham sweatshirt on sometimes, so I say, yeah, I go to Fordham, and the conversation goes something like this. I'm sure Fordham students out there can understand. I say, yeah, I go to Fordham. Oh, is that in the Bronx? I actually go to the Manhattan campus. Oh, Manhattan. Yeah, it's really nice. It's next to Lincoln Center. You see what de Blasio's doing with the cops? It always comes around to de Blasio and the cops. And that's before I say I'm a poli-sci major. I'm just terrified to see what they'd say after I say that. And I always need a deflection from this de Blasio thing, just to move the conversation forward. So I think, and I say, what's the name of the UN Secretary General? And of course they don't know, which is fine, but I tell him his name is Antonio Guterres, and he's going to be one of the biggest names in the climate change fight in the upcoming decade. And they're silent for a minute, right, with a blank stare, and they say, "Oh." But they still don't care. I can tell they're still thinking about Bill de Blasio. They just can't get him out of their mind. And don't get me wrong here. I don't love the guy. De Blasio is the wrong bowl of porridge, no matter who Goldilocks is. But the bottom line here is that he's locked into people's minds on Long Island. There's got to be a relief valve somewhere. And I think I found it. So that's why I've set up a 1-800 number. I've just got the approval from the FCC. It's called 1-800 Thanks de Blasio. I figured the Thanks Obama trend was huge, so we're jumping on board. So if you're from the tri-state area and you have a minor complaint, which in your mind is, of course, a major complaint, just call this tolled number. You do have to pay, but trust me, I know you will pay. And you will be connected to another white outraged suburbanite who's going to forget what they're mad about in a few minutes anyway. But remember, the more disconnected from reality your complaint is, the better. But that's just not all. Are you from elsewhere in the United States and you don't think you have a complaint about de Blasio? Think again. They're from the Rockies, okay? Blizzard season's coming up. Don't forget who to blame for that. Thanks, de Blasio. Keep going here. Your coffee machine's broken? Thanks, de Blasio. Pool cover ripped? I saw de Blasio cut it. And did you forget to file your taxes? You know de Blasio's been fiddling with the tax codes. In fact, he's the whole reason we have taxes in the first place. And a non-zero amount of people here have complained that de Blasio has slept with their wife. So please, don't worry. Everyone's going to have a valid excuse. Call the number, everybody. Thanks so much for listening.
Woo! That was so good. Massive round of applause for David for doing his first stand-up set ever. Heck yeah, he crushed it. So fantastic. Didn't know we needed de Blasio content until the de Blasio content was written. Thanks, de Blasio. No, I'm not going to make it work. I regret that I tried to make it work, and I'm going to try to ask it, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. Anyway, yes, lots of love for David as a comedian in this chat. I don't know if you noticed, but Andy is at your door again, David, for real this time. Want to make sure that you check that out.
He keeps knocking. You probably hear it through my camera too.
Yes, a little bit.
And it's not my front door, like of my home. It's my bedroom door. I don't know how he got in, but he's knocking like crazy.
Just be patient, Andy. David will let you in at some point, I'm sure. Well, we'll see. Is that a fundraising incentive?
$10,000. I'll let Andy in my bedroom.
Glad we put the number out there. Finally, I'm sure everybody in the chat was wondering. Julianne, do we have something else coming up next?
Coming up next, we have something that is so exciting. We just heard about Thank de Blasio. Right now, we're thinking Thank Brennan, because Casey Brennan wrote an amazing sketch in addition to putting on this show tonight. So we're going to turn our attention to Casey Brennan's wonderful sketch.
Yay!
Turning in for final approach.
Whatever you say, stove.
All right, board members. As you know, we ran out of people who didn't know they were pregnant. Therefore, TLC's flagship program, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, has been canceled. So it's back to the drawing board. But hey, this is TLC, and I'm sure we have some great ideas to replace it, right?
Absolutely right, sir.
We won't let you down, boss.
I will die before I let down the Learning Channel.
That's the enthusiasm I like to hear. Marie, what have you brought to the table today?
Well, Stanley, I think I have the perfect idea. I didn't know I was stagnant.
What?
Tonight, on TLC exclusive, I Didn't Know I Was Stagnant. We'll meet Billy, who hasn't left his room in 6 weeks. Billy pisses in a cup and pours it out the window every single day so he doesn't ever have to leave his bedroom. Will our intervention save poor Billy?
This is actually terrible. Who's going to watch this shit?
Lazy people who want to feel better about themselves because they haven't gotten to the point where they're pouring their own piss onto the streets.
Marie's got a point there.
Plus, we wouldn't have to worry about ever running out of people to interview. I think Mike would be a good fit for this show.
Hey, leave Mike out of this.
All right. It's got potential, Marie. I'm intrigued. I'd like to see where it goes. But for now, let's put it on the back burner and see what other ideas people have.
Well, I think my idea is really gonna knock your socks off.
Well, let's hear it.
I call it, I didn't know I was fluorescent.
Tonight, on TLC exclusive, we'll meet Billy, who has eaten so many highlighters that he's turned bright yellow. Billy enjoys playing in traffic at night because everyone thinks he's a giant traffic cone. Will Billy ever return to his regular skin tone?
That actually sounds like child abuse.
Oh, like we haven't, promoted that before.
Megan, I have to say something that I may have never said in my life. Your idea, it's too niche. I just don't know how we're gonna market a show about a bunch of kids eating markers.
Well, I have an idea that's relatable to everyone.
I didn't know I was a fragment. We'll meet Billy, a 20-year-old college student who is going through his 5th life crisis.
I am only a speck on this earth, only a star in this galaxy. Will I fulfill some greater unknown purpose, or will I simply return to the dust from whence I came?
Austin, way too deep for the Learning Channel.
Yeah, man, we're not Dr. Phil here.
Austin, do you need to talk?
Can't believe the best we've got is some kid sitting in his room for 6 weeks straight. Fuck it. And you know what? Screw it. Let's have Billy not even know he was at his own freaking fucking graduation.
I didn't know I was at commencement. We'll meet Billy, who knew something important was streaming today, but not completely sure what.
I have another idea.
Sure. Why not?
I didn't know I was pubescent. We'll meet Billy, who at age 21 has finally grown his first facial hair.
No, stop the footage. We can't afford any more lawsuits.
Can't we just hit up Teresa Caputo for another season of Long Island Medium?
Wait, I have an idea.
You remember beloved Teresa Caputo from Long Island Medium? Teresa is now joined by her daughter Victoria on TLC Exclusive's new show, Long Island Medium and Long Island Small.
All right. Another round of applause for that awesome sketch. Written by one Casey Brennan, edited by one Siddharth Raj, starring a group of talented actors. We really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed the concept, had a lot of fun with it. So we hope you did too. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Maddie says, this is so good, Casey. This is brilliant, Casey. Andy says he is Billy. We knew, did you know that you were going to get a Billy reference from the chat? Wow, everyone, the love for Casey is just pouring out right now in the chat. And hey, guess what? In the club too. We love you, Casey. We value you. We appreciate you and all that you do.
We love you, Casey, almost as much as we love your dad.
That's fair. That's really fair. I get that.
Wow.
And, you know, we love Casey very much, but I think for this one brief moment, it might be time to put the spotlight on another valued member of the club. And no, it's not myself, though we should have a slot for that in just about every show. This person actually, they are bringing some phenomenal stand-up to us. And, you know, I gotta say, Natalie, never before has there been a person that's so talented that they can just be one letter and everyone immediately loves and adores them. What an icon. Even Madonna could never. So, you know, now I have the honor to introduce the wonderful stand-up of M.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. Okay, it's been a while. So I actually started going to therapy recently, so I'm sorry if I'm not as funny anymore. You know, therapy's fun. It's fine. It's like a little weird. My therapist's name is Patrick, you know, like the star, and he's cool. So far, it's basically just been him saying, like, you're a good person, and me saying, you're wrong, and him saying, okay, give me hundreds of your dollars. You know, it's been helpful, though. Like, I can't lie. See, like, I have an obsessive compulsive disorder, right? And without therapy, my brain is basically like the worst Pokemon match, like, ever. Like, on one side, right, are the obsessions, which are basically like a level 100 Mewtwo dealing psychic damage like it's nobody's, right? And on the other side, you have the compulsions, which are basically like I'm sending out a confused Magikarp and just like picking it up and swinging it like a bat in the complete opposite direction. Like, technically I'm dodging the attacks, but I'm also hurting myself in my own confusion. If you don't know Pokemon, think of it like that one TikTok sound from the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that just goes like Jotaro, Dio, and then they like moan sensually and fight. For those of you who like don't know either of those things, it's like I don't know, it's like when you throw the football the wrong way. Whatever, it's fine. I'm a little crazy. You know, we can't win them all. You know, I can't be hot, funny, smart, beautiful, kind-hearted, gorgeous, caring, literally a 10 out of 10, talented, obscenely sexy and hot, and have all this ass, no, don't look, just trust me, without being... It's true. Like, all the sexiest bitches go to therapy if they can. It's a fact. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this set's actually a bit different from my usual material. I'm trying to branch out. It's hard to find stuff to talk about though, right? Because like I'm not like a funny person, you know? Like I'm funny in the same way videos about pugs are funny, where you're like, haha, like they're funny, but you know that something is like deeply and fundamentally wrong and sad there, right? Someone like a few years ago actually once called me an acquired taste of a person. My face. Yeah, like I was an olive or something. You know, I think I handled it pretty well though. I went, and then, you know, thought about it every single day for the next 2.5 years. I do actually personally love backhanded comments like that though, or like oddly specific insults, because I feel like they stick with you like longer than normal insults do, right? I got a few of those recently because the incel community on Twitter found a photo of mine. And if you don't know what incels are, it's just men who can't get laid and have decided it's because everyone else sucks and not because they've devoted their lives to devil's advocating their way out of getting pussy every chance they can get. So they found me, right? A pussy haver in the wild, you know, a coochie keeper, a vaginal visionary, if I may. And they decided that their next best course of action was to discuss my physical appearance amongst each other publicly on social media. You know, like literally begging me to clown on them, right? And one comment stuck with me, and it was a guy who commented only to point out my tiny little mole in my armpit in a negative way. And, you know, it stuck with me. You know, this was a man
who has devoted his life to hating those of the feminine persuasion. And he zoomed in on my photo to point out the apparent ugliness of my armpit mole. Do you realize how hot I must be? Only thing that this incel could find was a mole in my armpit. I will literally never be insecure ever again. Fuck. Honestly, I said fuck there because I hadn't said it yet this set, and it felt wrong. Anyway, that's my set. Have a nice night, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
An iconic return to stand-up comedy by stand-up Stove's member favorite. You love to see it. You love to hear it. That was so great. Wow. Such a good set. And lots of love happening for you as well right now in that chat. Supporting therapy, healthy choices, but also just calling you a great and funny person in general. Beautiful things from the YouTube chat.
And at the time of my reading this, the last 10 comments are like all capitalized, so that means they're loving it.
Right. Pay attention to how it's typed in as well. Thanks for making sure we do that as well, David. It was my mistake to skip over that detail. Speaking of, I think we have one last live thing tonight. So since you've already
Yeah, since I already interrupted you, Natalie, I'm gonna do it again right here. You're right. We have one last live thing for tonight, and that's gonna be a long form game called Stove's Island. So obviously, this is named after Stoves. This is an original. It's totally not taking two long forms that have been super popular for years and just putting them together and calling it our own. That's definitely not what we're doing. So the way Stove's Island works is we're going to need a one-word suggestion. Depending on delay, we'll see what that's like, but you could drop those one-word suggestions. If not, one of us can search back in the chat for it. And based on a suggestion, one of our performers is going to step out, give a true monologue, either a story that's happened in their life, a thought they have, whatever it may be. And based on that monologue, we're going to do a scene. And that scene, the thing about it, it's like close quarters. You have to stay in that room. You can tag in and out, but it stays in that setting, that time, that place, the entire time around. So in terms of his suggestion, I think I'm just going to go back through the chat and I'm going to pick one that was right there, or did I miss something?
Cows.
Oh, that's awesome. The best part about Cows, I think that was in a different context, but I love it. Okay.
That was my friend. She's here with me right now. Very enthusiastic about cows. That's what that's about.
Thanks, Layla.
Cows. Let's do it.
I do believe that I have a monologue about cows. So on our family road trips, we usually play a lot of games. And my cousin Jennifer developed this game called Hey Cow. And the idea is that maybe it already exists. If it exists in the chat, just call me out. But the whole idea is like when you're driving through some rural areas and you see just a bunch of cows hanging out, you roll down the window and you yell, "Hey cow!" And you count to see how many cows looked at you and like how many cows you got the attention of. And my cousin Jennifer was so into this game and so unsafe, and she really she rolled down the window when we saw a bunch of cows, and she was like halfway out the car, like torso like out the window, and she yelled "Hey cow," and she got pretty much the entire field of cows to look. So that is my story about cows.
Hey, when you said you wanted to go to this McDonald's that was literally surrounded by farms, I thought, yeah, why not? But could you please stop yelling out, "Hey, cow," people are looking at us.
But the cows are there, and the cows are looking at us too, and that's the fun part.
People think you're talking about them.
Why would I be talking about them when there's real cows around?
You're looking at people and saying, "Hey, cow," and they think that you're making a comment on their body or their personality or something.
Okay, listen, when you agreed to go on this second date with me, I was very upfront in my original Tinder profile about loving cows. And you knew this, and you went on this date with me anyway, so I can't be held responsible for yelling, "Hey, cow," at the cows when I see them. And
Moo, moo, moo. Hey, diners, thanks so much for coming to the cow-themed McDonald's. Surrounded by farms we are. We love the cow enthusiasm. Ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to stop with the hey cow stuff, as diners are very disturbed. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for saying something.
Hey, you called me over here?
Cow! Oh my god!
This is one of the 4 people who you've insulted. Tell her how much you've been insulted.
Well, I was just confused because my name is actually Cow. So you're actually at the cow convention. That's what this of people named Cow. That's what this McDonald's was specifically erected for.
Your name is Cow too?
We're all named Cow.
It was really embarrassing because when Natalie said, "Hey, cow," I thought she was talking to me and I waved, but I think she was talking to Cow G. And
We
now
all thought the same thing.
I thought she was talking to me.
Wait, so you weren't staring because you were offended at being called cows?
No, that's our name. Why would we be offended?
What do you think that implies, sir?
Yeah, what are you saying about us?
Are you saying that our name is
I'm
somehow dirty and
I'm
offensive?
on your side. I'm against comparing women to what?
You don't want her to call us by our name, so what should she call us?
Listen, do you know what? It doesn't feel too nice, does it, Siddharth, to have people ridiculing you for how you're addressing them, okay? And I said, "Hey, cow," and I was having fun and being free, and then you called me out on it, and now not so nice on the other side of it.
Hey, everybody, I appreciate you guys having a great time in the McDonald's. Siddharth, can you come over here with me for a minute?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's okay. Hey, it's okay, Pat. We'll just talk in private for 1 second. Dude, you know how cows get. Every single person who's named Cow doesn't really, you can't just go around yelling at people. They're just calling them their name, okay?
I don't know how cows get. I've literally never met a human being named Cow
I know.
before 5 minutes ago.
I get the misapprehension. I would freak out too. Here's a hint of advice. You know what cows love? They love grass, okay? So you have to go outside. Oh, here, I have some here. I picked some grass earlier. Here you go. Give this to the people named Cow. They're going to love you and forgive you. And you're totally going to have a good first date. All right, Siddharth, go get them.
Being pranked?
No, I swear to God, bro. I know a lot of people named Cow. Go out there. Go out there.
Oh, which
hey, you came back over.
Hi, cows. Would any of you like some grass?
That was a funny joke because the cow is here and it wants to eat grass. Yeah, I'm sure the real cow would love to eat grass.
As for the people just named Cow, we're not real cows. We don't eat grass, but the little
And
cow
it
in
would be
McDonald's.
so offensive if you were to somehow imply that. So I hope that you weren't.
Is the literal cow?
The literal cow is standing right in front of you, mooing. Okay.
Does it have a name? What is the literal cow's name? How do I differentiate the literal?
It's a literal cow.
Literal cow, and the other are nice women named Cow.
Look, it says it on the ear tag. The ear tag of the cow. It says the literal cow. It's a name tag, so you can tell.
So when I address the literal cow, I call the cow a hi literal cow, and when I call you two ladies, I say hey cow G, and hey cow F.
Yes, that's it.
That's how names work.
So simple, honey.
You two do not look like literal cows. A literal cow looks like a literal cow.
Exactly. Hey cow, it's fun.
This is the strangest date I've ever been on.
Whoa, Siddharth. Back up, buddy. I can tell you have no idea how to talk to these cows. Hey, what's up, cows? My name's Bo Vincent. I see how uncouth my friend here is. Say, would you guys like to get some grass? Maybe some pastures on me? We can go out and play in the pastures.
I would love that, Bo Vincent. It's so good to see someone who knows how to talk to cows.
Well, I grew up with it, so it's like the back of my hand.
Wow. Yeah.
Siddharth, do you think you... Go ahead, Cal. It's incredible that you're talking. I want to hear the end of your sentence.
Oh, thank you so much for giving me a space to talk, Bo Vincent. Once again, I've just never met a person who really gets how to talk to cows. Siddharth, I'm sure that there's a lot you can learn, so why don't you just hang around Bo Vincent for a while? Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's technically only like the two of us on this date right now, but I think he has just added like a calming presence to the environment at this pasture side McDonald's, and I would really love if he could just stay with us.
Sure, I clearly have a lot to learn. Oh, Vincent,
okay.
can you
I
come
think
on every date from now on?
Maybe, Siddharth. I'll have to think about it because this one-on-one date has turned into a harem burger. Maybe.
Oh, Bo Vincent!
You like that, right? I've been working on that.
That was pretty good. It took me a second, but once I got it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Don't get it.
Oh, Vincent, how dare you refer to hamburgers in front of a cow in McDonald's? I am out.
Well,
that was kind of rough.
You can't win them all. That's fine. Cal, G, F. You still in?
We're in. Yeah.
Suitcase full of grass. Let's go outside. Let's eat up. Picnic time.
So what do you think you're gonna get to eat?
The literal cow.
And that's Stove's Island. Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was ridiculous. But so much fun. Round of applause for Julianne for the monologue that inspired that beautiful set, and for the rest of the improvisers in that set. That was awesome. Let's see, don't trust him, Siddharth, is what Maddie said in the comments. I think David tried to give you advice. Let's see. Someone suggested capitalism as a theme. We kind of touched on that. I would argue that that set was also about capitalism, if you look at it through the right lens. Wow, people are enjoying the grass. Such a wonderful show, everyone. Thank you so much, all of you for coming, all of you for donating. People on the call, how are you feeling about hanging out and bantering for a while before we get caught up with people watching the end of the show? Good? Cool.
That sounds great.
That sounds wonderful. Let's do something we've been doing at Stove's meetings, which is, what was your favorite part of the show tonight? What was something that you found that was fun? You found to be fun?
Harem burger.
Yeah, David's puns were legendary.
Yeah.
I love the names that people have.
I took a book out of the Charlie. I took a page out of the Charlie playbook there with the puns.
You know, David, I gotta say, every single joke you were laying down there, all I could say was, "Holy cow! Look at this guy go!" Phenomenal stuff, David. What wonderful! Everybody in that one, great job.
Praise.
Proud of all of you.
There was so much good stuff tonight. Sex with Me was so fun tonight. Absolutely ridiculous and super intense. But
I was nervous about like doing that. I was like, oh wait, we're gonna do this live? Okay. I get very cutthroat as per the hurricane thing.
Yeah, no, when it was going on, I was like, oh.
No, go ahead, Nick.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when it was going on, I was like, oh my god, I'm like blanking, and I feel like I need to live up to expectations here, but like I was like, my mind is blank. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
You still did great.
You did great. My favorite part was also Sex with Me, because shout out to the orientation captains, because they were sending their own Sex with Me's in our group chat. Hilarious. Loved it.
When it's by the audience, I was just gonna say when it's by the audience, I think that's called fan fiction. But
One of my favorite moments of the show was when we saw Casey's video edited on the live stream and everybody was like commenting about how good it looked.
Yes.
And also
Thank you,
Sidar
Sidar.
saying he would eat the literal cow. Yeah.
I'm so happy that was the last line of the entire show.
I'm glad that you edited
Editing
it.
on that line. Yeah, thank you.
I was like, please, I hope this edits after Sidar says a good line. I see it coming. And then I hope somebody edits. And then
I really loved that we got a lot of appreciation for the live fireflies that we orchestrated in Stefan's monologue. Stefan, great job staying still, not getting scared of the fireflies. People loved it.
Thank you. They were horrifying.
the weeks
I
of
thought
Firefly.
they were coming for me. You see.
Yeah, to keep Stefan safe, we all actually were like crouching underneath him and blowing them away like whenever they got too close, which is how we kept them in motion.
Just horrible
I'm,
like
I'm glad
cramps
people like the
afterwards.
fireflies.
Yeah, like
Took so long to train them, to get the Doritos to be in the perfect shape that they were. You know, we had to throw out all the duds, only find the isosceles ones.
Some of the
Went into that.
fireflies really just like their bulbs went out and we couldn't replace them because they're like one use only, I heard. So I don't know.
And then we were like, sorry, Fireflies, everyone's replaceable. We got to get some new guys in here.
We don't have time for this nonsense. That was, Julianne was on it. Julianne was on top of the Fireflies, making sure that they knew the stage.
You know, I realized that if we'd actually bought lightning bugs instead, you can replace those in the air if you're quick enough. So maybe next time we'll know to do that instead of fireflies.
Those use like LED light bulbs, right?
Yeah, it's super dangerous radiation with the LED light bulbs.
But it's worth it.
I mean, you can't argue with the results. I do suspect we'll all get sick because of the radiation, cancer and whatnot. But I think it's worth it. I can't speak for you guys, but I'm fine with it.
And on that note, it does appear that the live chat has caught up to the end of the show. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you all for supporting us throughout the semester, for supporting New York Common Pantry. If you haven't had a chance to make your donation yet tonight, we will, I think, keep accepting donations through the end of tonight. That we won't be doing, it seems, a live challenge. Perhaps if you keep donating, we can convince a board member or club member or two to do something extra special for a donation. We shall see. Time will tell. We really appreciate each and every one of you in the audience. I want to give a huge shout out again to Casey Brennan for dealing with the tech of this entire show, making a completely virtual semester happen. We wouldn't have been able to have any show this semester if it were not for her. So we are so grateful for her and her talent and her time that she puts into this. And I want to give another huge round of applause to the entirety of Stoves for pulling together through what is probably a very busy week to come up with a great show. You're all so talented and great. And thank all of you, dear viewers, again for coming tonight. Without the shows, even though we're just behind a screen and we're seeing you in the chat, it's that popping off that really makes us feel like we're in front of a live audience. So thank you all so much. Yes, Julia?
If I could just also maybe thank our president, Natalie, for being so amazing and capable and putting her heart and soul into this show and always caring about us and just being amazing.
Thanks,
Natalie. Woo!
Yes.
Oh no!
Yeah, react to that, Natalie.
Oh, how, Julianne? And now I don't know what to say next.
I would like to throw out one other shout out because I know we all love Casey's dad, and we have all been like giving him the tons of credit that he deserves. But someone who hasn't been getting enough credit is Casey's mom. She's also wonderful, and they both combined to make this wonderful person in our club. So both of them are fantastic. We love you, Mrs. Brennan.
Yes, thank you, Mom. I really like your comment on Stove's Island. I'm confused. Grass meant something different when I was in college, I guess. So clearly it's a family tradition to pop off in the Stoves chat.
Truly,
Listen, this is a cow friendly show.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, thank you all again. In the meantime, I know this is our last show of the semester. Feel free to check out our YouTube page, follow us on social media, reach out to us via DM if you just want to chat or have any questions. We're around. Someone on the board will get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night and a good weekend too. Bye.
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 Bye.